This is Natasha De Souza reporting for SALT Voices, and I'm here at SALT Abu Dhabi with Vidak Radonjic, the founder of Beryl Consulting Group in New York City. Good to have you here with us,
Good morning,
Vidak.
Natasha.
Nice meeting you.
Pleasant.
Now, I understand this is your first time in Abu Dhabi.
This is my first time in Abu Dhabi, and I would say I'm very, very impressed. I would like to come here again. Unfortunately, I will be going back to New York in a cold weather in the next 2 days. But I'm very pleased about how this area has transformed. You know, I'm a very big proponent in investment management of emerging technology, but to me, this area is something that is mind-boggling in terms of how advanced they are and how pleasant people are here. The climate is amazing. Well, they say it's only three months out of the 12 months,
Right.
but nevertheless, the whole infrastructure, the people that I met, the sophistication, the level of sophistication of the people who actually are expatriate, but also people who are native UAE, is extraordinarily high in my opinion. So I would definitely like to do some business here in the future. And you know, in any family office that we advise, would like to tell them what I've experienced here. And the conference itself is really great, excellent speakers.
So would you say you've been pleasantly surprised, you know, before coming here? Would you say that perhaps in the US there still is a certain impression about what the business and economic climate in the Middle East is?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, I don't want to sound fake news, right?
Right.
But it doesn't. People who don't come to a country and experience it like
Right.
this one, I don't think they will be thinking the same way, right? So, as soon as I came to the airport, everything is clean, everything is organized. Taxi was amazing. Nobody's trying to trick you. But if you go to a country, you know, I came from Europe, and you can't leave anything open.
Right.
It's just different. But here, I left my wallet on the table, and I was able to find it later on. And they actually go, "Sir, this is your wallet." So it's really builds lots of confidence to an investor like ourselves.
Okay. Now, in your work at Beryl, you advise a number of family offices, mostly in the United States.
Yes.
I'd love to know, from your time here at SALT, what are the kinds of takeaways and intel you will be bringing back to your work at Beryl?
Okay, so what we do is, since 2004, we've been advising family offices on asset allocations, mostly in hedge funds, but also private equity, a little bit most recently, and venture capital. So what I would say to the families are the families that we take care of and other families that we come into touch is that this is a place, if you want to have a change of mind and some refreshment, take a look, take a ride to Dubai or Abu Dhabi and see how sophisticated they are. And this is where the money can be made. This is where the opportunities are. There is a quality of life. There is a culture here.
Okay, wonderful. I mean, it's been great to get, I think, these insights from you because you really are coming to Abu Dhabi with fresh eyes.
Absolutely.
So
I came here with no expectations, zero expectations. I came here just to
Okay.
I know the speakers are great. I wanted to listen every single one.
Okay.
But now that I also experienced a little bit of excursions, so to speak, and also a little bit of nightlife, it's a very highly recommended place.
Now, here in the Middle East, and I think emerging markets as a whole, we have a number of family offices, some with an incredibly long legacy,
Yes.
who are also, I think, seeing some kind of disruption and evolution within in terms of the kinds of investments they're now looking at, and
Yes.
even procedurally how they approach these investments. Typically, you'd have a middleman or somebody else do that kind of
Yes.
due diligence for you, but
Right.
now a lot of them are feeling perfectly comfortable bringing that kind of activity in-house. Now,
Right.
what do you think, I mean, based on best-in-class practices, with your
Right.
clients in the United States,
Right.
what are maybe, 2 or 3 best practices that you think family offices here could really stand to gain from if they, apply them?
Well, I think that given the fact that the infrastructure is so advanced here, I would say that lots of things that are done in New York City can be done here even in a better way.
Okay.
There's a new trend in the investment management world, so-called alternative data, emerging technology. There's machine learning, there's AI. So there's a lot of things that people have been done, the analysts have been doing, I would say grunt work, can be done by machines. So lots of things that are not that interested to the human mind can be done by machines. So when you combine an amazing infrastructure like Abu Dhabi and Dubai, a very nice environment, emerging technology, and then you add to that some, experience of the person who is actually helping these family offices. I think it's a very powerful combination.
Do you think there's still room for the human touch in this kind of, advisory space? You're right. We are moving to rely more on machine learning and AI, but is there still space for that kind of human perceptiveness when it comes to making investment decisions?
At the end of the day, AI is just doing groundwork, right? It's doing something that it takes 10 days, so you can do it in 1 day.
Correct.
But at the end of the day, it's all human relationships. Okay. It's human warmth. So we are not AI people, right? It's, when I'm talking to somebody who is very cold and sounds like a computer, I call that person AI person. But in order to succeed in the business, in any business, you still have to have that human relationships.
Sure. So there's still room for the human,
absolutely,
the human
more
touch.
More than ever, because everything is now machines are taking over. So the human touch is getting more important.
Okay, so it's not just mechanization, we still need the human touch
Absolutely, Natasha.
in investments.
Yes.
Wonderful to have you and great speaking with
Thank
you
you
here,
so much.
Vidak.